Coffee. It's part of our daily ritual, and one company has changed the way we drink it.
It was new, it was exciting, and it took the world by storm.
Turning the humble coffee bean into a $22 billion empire.
Starbucks is one of these brands that people love to hate but keep going to anyway.
Imagine walking into a coffee shop. You order a simple cup of coffee, $5, maybe $6. You wait in line with dozens of other people who are all willing to pay far more than they would anywhere else. Now ask yourself, how did a company convince millions of people that buying coffee became a lifestyle instead of a habit? Because Starbucks isn't really selling coffee. It's selling comfort. It's selling status. It's selling an experience that has transformed one of the oldest beverages in human history into a business worth tens of billions of dollars. But what's even more surprising is that Starbucks almost never became the company we know today. It began as a tiny store in Seattle. It didn't serve lattes. It didn't have frappuccinos. It didn't even brew coffee. The company that now dominates thousands of cities around the world almost disappeared before its real story had even begun. This is the incredible story of Starbucks. The story of how three ordinary people accidentally built one of the world's most recognizable brands, how one ambitious employee changed everything, and why a simple cup of coffee became one of the greatest business empires ever created. Long before Starbucks existed, coffee in America was nothing special. During the 1950s and 1960s, most Americans treated coffee as little more than fuel. People drank cheap instant coffee before work. Restaurants offered unlimited refills. Supermarkets competed almost entirely on price. Coffee wasn't something people talked about. It wasn't a hobby. It certainly wasn't a luxury. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, coffee was part of everyday culture. In Italy, cafes served as gathering places where people met friends, discussed business, and enjoyed espresso prepared with incredible attention to detail. Coffee wasn't just a drink, it was an experience. America had almost none of that culture. Then came three friends living in Seattle. Jerry Baldwin was an English teacher. Zev Siegel was a history teacher. Gordon Bowker was a writer. None of them had experience building billion-dollar companies, but they shared one passion. They loved high-quality coffee. Their inspiration came from Alfred Peet, a Dutch immigrant who had introduced premium coffee roasting to California. Peet believed Americans deserved much better coffee than what grocery stores were selling. His philosophy deeply influenced the three friends. In 1971, they opened a small store inside Seattle's famous Pike Place Market. The store had one simple mission: sell premium coffee beans, tea, and spices. That's it. No espresso, no cappuccino, no caramel macchiato. Customers couldn't even buy a prepared cup of coffee. Instead, Starbucks educated customers about beans from different regions of the world. They focused on quality over convenience. The founders even purchased their roasting techniques directly from Alfred Peet himself. But there was still one question. What should they call the company? After considering dozens of names, they settled on Starbucks. The name came from Starbuck, the first mate in Herman Melville's famous novel, Moby Dick. It reflected Seattle's maritime history and fit perfectly with the company's identity. They designed a logo featuring a twin-tailed siren inspired by old nautical artwork. At first glance, nothing about Starbucks suggested it would become a global empire. It was just another specialty retail shop. But something unusual started happening. Customers kept coming back. People were willing to pay significantly more for beans that tasted noticeably better than ordinary supermarket coffee. Instead of competing on price, Starbucks competed on quality. That decision would eventually change the entire coffee industry. Throughout the 1970s, Starbucks slowly expanded around Seattle. Growth was steady, but modest. The founders weren't trying to dominate the world. They simply wanted to build a respected local business. Everything changed in 1982. That was the year a young salesman named Howard Schultz walked into Starbucks for the first time. Schultz wasn't born into wealth. He grew up in public housing in Brooklyn, New York. His father worked a series of low-paying jobs without health insurance or financial security. When Howard was only 7 years old, his father broke his ankle while making deliveries. The injury left the family without income. Watching his parents struggle shaped Howard's ambitions forever. He promised himself he would one day build a company that treated employees with dignity. After graduating from college, Schultz worked in sales before joining a Swedish kitchen equipment company. One day, he noticed something strange. A small coffee store in Seattle kept placing unusually large orders for coffee makers. Curious, he flew across the country to meet the owners. The moment he entered Starbucks, he fell in love. The smell of freshly roasted coffee, the passion of the employees, the commitment to quality. It was unlike anything he had ever experienced. Howard immediately wanted to join the company. Eventually, the founders hired him as director of marketing. For a while, everything went smoothly. Then Howard traveled to Italy. That trip completely changed his life. Walking through Milan, he noticed something extraordinary. Coffee bars were everywhere. People stopped several times each day for espresso. Baristas knew customers by name. Neighbors gathered to socialize. Business meetings happened over coffee. The cafes weren't just places to buy drinks. They were community centers. Howard realized America had nothing like this. He returned to Seattle overflowing with excitement. He proposed a bold idea. Starbucks shouldn't just sell coffee beans. It should serve handcrafted espresso drinks and create a welcoming environment where people wanted to spend time. The founders disagreed. They believed Starbucks should stay focused on selling beans. Prepared drinks, they argued, would distract from the company's mission. Howard couldn't stop thinking about his vision. Eventually, he made one of the biggest decisions of his life. He left Starbucks. Not because he disliked the company, because he believed in a different future. In 1985, Howard started his own coffee business called Il Giornale. Finding investors wasn't easy. Many believed Americans would never pay premium prices for espresso. Some laughed at the idea, others called it unrealistic, but Howard kept pitching his vision over and over again. Eventually, enough investors believed in him. His first cafe became an immediate success. Customers loved the Italian-inspired experience. Suddenly, Howard had proof that his idea worked. Then fate intervened. Just 2 years later, the original Starbucks founders decided to sell the company. Howard saw the opportunity of a lifetime. He raised millions of dollars from investors and purchased Starbucks in 1987. At that moment, Starbucks had only 17 stores. Few people could have imagined what would happen next.